another hideous Thursday, December 22nd, 2016. I am Dan Rubin. This is the Bucknuts Morning 5 and Change. It's Thursday. That means Steve Wiltfong. If you hear some kids in the background, know that Steve is on dad duty. If you hear some kids in my background, just know that it's my eldest 15th birthday today. So Steve and I, being the versatile Machiavellian modern men that we are trying to juggle a lot of stuff here, but we can still get a good talk in. Steve, how are you this fine morning?
Good morning, Daniel. Doing great. The holidays are starting to rock and roll here for the Wiltfong family. We're in Muncie. I got my nieces floating around. My son's running around. It's already been an exciting morning here. How's things on your end? 15, man. 15 for your son. He's in our religion, he's been an adult for 3 years. 13, 14, 15.
Well, he's a true mongrel. I've told people that. He's Eastern, Western European, Colombian blend. So he's got a little bit of everybody in him. So he's lucky in that way. And as I told you in the pre-show meeting, he's now to the age when I can remember doing some really stupid shit. So everybody cross their fingers for me for the next 6 to 25 years. But we digress. We're going to put a bow on 2017 here. Steve and I obviously have been on BM5 Thursdays talking class of 2017. It feels like for about a year. It's about right. And we're down to just a few spots. Before we move on and talk a little bit about 2018, I just want to get your sense of the deal here. The way I look at it, they are waiting on Jay Tufeli, Darnay Holmes, and Marvin Wilson. And then we don't know about Jalen Harris as of yet. Is that the way you kind of look at 2017 right now?
Well, as Ohio State puts the finishing touches on the best recruiting class in 24/7 sports history from top to bottom, may not finish ranked 1, but average ranking per commit, obviously going to be very special. Yeah, those are the guys, you know, because Bubba Bolden no longer on the board. Oh, Kendall Sheffield's on the board, the JUCO corner, but you're kind of juggling Kendall and Darnay right now. And my 24/7 sports crystal ball is on Ohio State. For Darnay, I think they're going to land the number 1 ranked corner per 24/7 sports, number 2 per the industry-generated 24/7 sports composite. I got Darnay to the Buckeyes at the Army Bowl enrolling early. And you're battling for Marvin, you're battling for Tufeli. You may not get both. You know, the Ohio State staff is evaluating a bunch of guys right now. So maybe another guy slides into that spot if they miss. There's always a surprise for Ohio State at the end, and an exciting one. And so I don't anticipate this year to be any different. We just can't predict what it is right now, or it wouldn't be a surprise. So we'll see what happens. But you know that off-field staff is working to juggle the board and make sure that they're ready to go on the next guy if they miss on one of these A-listers. The funny thing is when you miss on
Go ahead.
And the funny thing is, when you miss on an A-lister at Ohio State, you just replace it with another A-lister.
I was going to say, they've done yeoman's work in this class. It's been an unbelievable run, which is kind of why I want to take a peek at 2018 here. For those of you that read Alex Gleitman's kind of overview yesterday that touched on the new 24/7, top 247 composite and kind of all the guys Ohio State's going after, it looks like they're going to do it again in 2018. And there's so many names among the top 30 there that we could go over. What I wanted to do today is kind of go over and get Steve's top 3 guys he thinks we'll be discussing over the next year here on the BM5, which means 3 guys Ohio State really wants. Let's start with name number 1.
Well, I think that we'll be talking a ton about Zamir White, the number 1 ranked running back in the country. Ohio State's already got Brian Snead committed, who's the number 4 running back in the country. But Zamir White, who loved his Ohio State visit earlier this fall over Thanksgiving, I think we'll be talking plenty about him.
And Brian Snead, by the way, I think a lot of people thought, he was just kind of an early take, not that great. Number 4 running back in the country is nothing to sneeze at.
No, and he came to Friday Night Lights and ripped it up and then left the verbal. So They sealed in. We're going to be talking about Jackson Carman probably more than anybody, the nation's number one offensive tackle per the industry-generated 24/7 Sports composite, number one player in Ohio. Ohio State's the clear leader, but he's going to take his time through the process. And with every prospect, you always get the nervous twist and turn here and there. But I'd be surprised if Jack Carman's not a Buckeye. So that's two guys for sure I know will get a ton of airtime. There's others that I know we'll talk quite a bit about, but those are two that I could say with confidence right now are going to get the most conversation throughout the process. Teron Vincent, the number one defensive tackle in the country, out of Bradenton IMG Academy from the DMV, originally played at Gilman. So Ohio State, although is my early 24/7 Sports crystal ball, I could easily see him going to Michigan. So that adds some serious intrigue right there for Teron Vincent. His first high school coach is now working in an off-field role at Michigan.
His father is Troy Vincent, by the way.
Yeah. So good bloodlines, hell of a player, one of IMG's best players. Pale Gedioti, the 5-star linebacker from Gorman. He's another that Ohio State's going to be a finalist for. So those are four bell cows right off the bat, all ranked number one at their respective positions by the 24/7 Sports composite. Ohio State's got a good shot to land all four of those guys. And then, since I got the target list open on Bucknuts right now, Jalen Gill's a major target. Brendan Radley Hiles is a major target. Jeremy Ruckert is one of the top tight ends on the board out of New York. Cameron Babb, it may be Ohio State's top receiver target out of St. Louis, top 100 player. I have him crystal balled to the Buckeyes already. Dallas Gant, top in-state linebacker target. I got him crystal balled to the Buckeyes. So those are just some.
What about, hold on, I got one for you.
Right off the bat.
What about Jahan Dotson from the mean streets of the Petty School in Hightstown, New Jersey?
Yeah, I mean, Jahan Dotson's ranked really high right now. He's a guy that I don't know if he's an elite receiver, and that's no disrespect, but Ohio State's recruiting, Cameron Babb is the guy right now I'm looking at. I don't know how many receivers Ohio State's going to take next year, so maybe Jahan could be. But right now, Cameron Babb is the guy I'm looking at the most when talking Ohio State in the receiver position.
I only say Dotson because I am a product of the Petty Falcon football program, although a meager non-college, 0-star, too slow and too small. But there you have it, people. There's a quick look at 2017, a quick peek at 2018. Show's not quite as long for today. We hope you have a great one.